family, welcome to the special Christmas edition of Winnie's School of Elegance. On this channel, we show you how to level up on everything called life so that you can be on your way to living the best version of yourself. In today's episode, I'm going to be sharing with you some basic everyday life skills that every elegant person needs to have. And I'm going to go straight into it. And the number one basic skill on my list would be having emotional intelligence. Whether you like it or not, family, emotional intelligence is a skill that is learned. Trust me, the more emotionally intelligent you are, the easier and better it would be for you to thrive through life. I see a lot of people walking about every day who are so emotionally unintelligent, and you can tell someone who is emotionally unintelligent by the way they handle life crises, life situations, the way they handle or respond or react to different situations, the way they handle their emotions. For example, if an emotionally unintelligent person comes into a room, he or she doesn't know how to read the energy in the room. So if, for example, the energy in the room is kind of sober and down and calm, an emotionally unintelligent person walks in and feels like he can come in with all the noise in the world, instead of reading the energy in the room and acting accordingly. Does that make sense? And even though he wants to impose his energetic mood, he will do it with a sense of caution. First of all, trying to understand why the energy in the room at the time is sober. So for example, you might be with your group of friends, maybe mourning somebody who just probably died or passed away or something. And somebody who is emotionally unintelligent walks in and he's just cheerful and happy, not knowing what is happening, comes in and doesn't take the time to read the room and just continues to be active and agile, not caring or wondering why everyone is in a sober mood. That's the clear definition of somebody who is emotionally unintelligent, because if he were intelligent emotionally, he would read the room and act accordingly. I'll give you another real life scenario. An emotionally intelligent person, when he's confronted with an argument, instead of aggravating the situation, he does everything within his power to reduce the tempo and just bring it down and try to kill it completely. But somebody who is emotionally unintelligent will continue to add fuel to the fire, increase the tempo of the argument, and sometimes can even lead to physical abuse. It can lead to him engaging physically with the other person who is trying to aggravate him. So emotional intelligence is something that you definitely need to learn. Emotional intelligence will tell you when to act, when not to act. Emotional intelligence will help you control all the emotions that you're feeling so that you're not bringing and releasing it out into the world and putting it out on people who had nothing to do with the feelings that you're having. So it's very important that you acquire the skills of emotional intelligence. It will help you thrive through life a great deal, I promise. The second everyday basic life skill that every elegant person needs to have would be organizational skills. Trust me, family, the more organized you are, the more you would be able to thrive through life easily. Organization brings a certain kind of calm and peace and helps you achieve a lot faster. Disorganization brings chaos. It brings scatteredness. Now, when I talk organization, I'm not just talking about physical organization. I'm also talking about learning how to be mentally organized as well. Having a good organization skill involves you having good general organization skills, home organization skills, office organization skills, personal organization skills. When I come into your home, what's the state of your home? Is it in a mess? Is it disorganized? Is everything in its place, or are things scattered here and there? When you are in a disorganized environment, it traps you down and it helps you. Trust me, this is actually an unconscious or a subconscious thing. When you find yourself in a disorganized environment, you are not able to function effectively or efficiently, and you find that you're just so scattered and like life is not organized. You're just all here and there. So ensuring that you acquire organization skills is actually something that would help you thrive through life. How can you acquire this? It's by bringing self-awareness and self-consciousness to every single thing you do. As you're sitting down where you are, look around you. What's the condition of the environment that you are in? Is everything in place? Is everything scattered? Is everything disorganized? What does it look like? If you go into your wardrobe right now, what is the state and condition of your wardrobe? What's the state and condition of your closets? Are clothes folded neatly? Are they hung neatly? What's the condition or the state of your current environment? If I come into your car, will I run out of the car or will I be happy to be in the car? So bringing self-awareness and consciousness to your everyday environment is the very first step to ensuring that you are always organized at all times. The third skill that every elegant person needs to have would be personal grooming skills. Personal grooming is simply the art of cleaning and maintaining your body parts. Under this, you'll find things like your skincare. How do you take care of your skin? How do you take care of your facial skin? What do you do, or what steps do you do to ensure that you smell fresh all the time, you look good all the time, and that your body parts are well taken care of? Do you let yourself just go? Do you leave yourself to be unkept? Or do you pay careful attention to the details of your body so that you are always looking personally groomed at all times? When I come close to you, what is the smell that is transmitted out of your body to me? What is the condition of your clothing? Is it always rumpled? Is it always clean? What is the condition of your person as a person? So personal grooming skills is something that every elegant person needs to have. I remember I traveled some time ago and I was having breakfast with some people and I came into the room in the morning. Apparently everyone came for breakfast without having their bath. They were still in their PJs. But I took the time to take a bath and just put on a very simple gown, but I packed my hair neatly, no makeup, just applied lip gloss, put on very tiny simple jewelry, and I walked into the breakfast. And everyone looked at me, and someone made a statement that day that I will never forget. And she says, you look effortlessly put together. And I'm like, well, it's because I took the time to pay attention to how I looked before I came up for breakfast. If I wasn't an elegant person, I wouldn't have bothered or cared to look good. And everyone else around me had their PJ on. Some of them even came up with hairnets. Tacky, I tell you. But I took the time, I took a bath, because I mean, why would I go for breakfast with a smelly body or a smelly mouth? Even though I know that I don't have a smelly body, but don't go to breakfast without having a bath. So I took the time, took my bath, moisturized my body, took care of my hair, and put on just a simple gown. And I went up for breakfast, and somebody said to me, you look effortlessly put together. And that is what personal grooming does for you when you take the time to pay attention to the very tiny, minute details that others may ignore. And trust me, it gets you all the attention in the world, because everybody just kept looking at me like, babe, what's up with you? Why do you have this glow this early morning? I took the time to personally groom myself though. The next basic skill that every elegant person must have would be people management skill. Every day in life, we would come across different types of people, from happy people to sad people to disorganized people to people who have no clue whatsoever what is happening with them in life. And to be honest, sometimes you get so drained when you're done with the day, not because you've actually performed so much of physical activities, but because you've encountered different people that literally zapped out your energy just because you probably didn't know how to manage them correctly. So people management skill is a skill that you need to acquire as an elegant person. And the very first step to acquiring this skill is to understand that there are different types and categories of people that exist in this world. And there is 100% chance that you are going to meet at least 3 or 4 or 5 of these different people every day when you go about your daily activity. So you have to mentally prepare your mind on how to deal with these different sets of people. So for example, how do you deal with an unmotivated person when you are currently, maybe you have been paired together in a team with an unmotivated person and you have to get the job done? How do you deal with that unmotivated person? How do you deal with that? How do you deal with a disrespectful or a rude person that you encountered and you know you did not deserve the disrespect, even if you deserved it? How do you deal with that disrespectful person? I have a video on this channel where I share how you can handle and deal with disrespectful people elegantly. I think you should go watch that video. I'm going to put a link in the description box down below so that you can check it out later on when you're done watching this. So you as an elegant person needs to have this basic life skill of people management so that you are able to deal or handle situations that people throw at you without feeling like something major was taken away from you. You want to ensure that you're protecting your energy and your aura at all times. That's why it's important that you develop this life skill that will help you thrive through life. The next skill that I've put down here that every elegant person needs to have would be communication skills. This one, I cannot overly emphasize the importance of it, but it's super duper duper important. There are different types of communication. Communication just is simply how do you pass across a certain information or information to someone else in a way that achieves the goal, your intended goal, the goal you want it to achieve. So for example, if you want to tell someone something about something that's very important to you, how do you pass across that communication to that person? Do you say it in a bashful way, in a harsh way? Do you say it in a nice way? Do you read the mood of the person? Do you read the temperaments before you throw out whatever it is you want to throw out from your head? Someone told me something once, and he says, when you want to communicate, always remember this process. Communication starts from your head. It starts with you processing what you want to say. You process it first, then it comes out of your mouth. Sometimes what is in our head comes out differently from our mouth. And you need to always remember that it's important that what is inside your head is coming out the exact same way that is in your head through your mouth. So you need to also learn how to structure your words correctly, how to use the right words to communicate what you want to say. The process doesn't end outside your mouth. The process continues and goes into the person's ears and into their head. Your goal always as a communicator is to always ensure that what you have inside here, what you want to communicate inside here, gets to the person's head the exact, whatever is getting to the person's head is the exact thing you want to communicate inside here. Does that make sense? That's actually the goal of communication. So always ensure that you are very armed with the right communication skills. And something else under communication would be when you're running late, for example, you have a meeting and you're running late, learn to speak up and communicate and let the other person know you would be this minute or this hour late. Just open up your mouth and communicate. Try as much as possible to communicate whatever it is. When you're in a relationship and you're feeling something, don't assume that the other person knows what you're feeling. Open your mouth and communicate it. And learn to communicate correctly. Remember, the goal of communication is to solve problems, not to make it aggravated. So if you're feeling something, someone has done something to you, don't internalize it. Get a right time, get a right place where there is no anger, there is no maliciousness, and speak to the person from a place of respect. Let them understand what they have done to you, and then tell them how what they have done to you has hurt you. And then, of course, if you demand an apology or something, tell them that you really want that apology, and then have them give it to you. And if they don't give it to you, that's also fine, but at least you have spoken and communicated how you felt. So having a good communication skill, knowing when to communicate, when to talk, when not to talk at different times, understanding moods, temperaments would also help you literally thrive through life greatly. So it's important that as an elegant person, you acquire very good communication skills. The next basic skill every elegant person should have, this one is on a more lighter note, would be makeup and hairstyling skills. And this one is especially for the ladies. I always tell my elegant ladies, always ensure that you know how to do the basic makeup and hair grooming. Just the basics, straightening your hair with a tongue. If you're wearing a wig, for example, straightening it out or flattening it out with the iron, with the hot iron. Makeup, learn how to apply foundation or learn how to just do the basics. I'm not big on makeup. Most of the time you hardly even find your makeup. And even if you don't want to wear makeup, learn how to actually have that skin glow on your face without makeup. Put on the right, wash your face, cleanse your face correctly, use the right toner, put on sunscreen, the right moisturizer, and then serums that help soften and moisten up the skin so that when you come out, your face is not looking dull, your face is looking well kept and put together. Have the very good hair grooming skills, know how to pack your hair correctly, do your edges with the brush and the edge control thing. Just Those tiny little things. Don't just leave yourself to be unkept. Develop these skills that just helps you pay attention to these very tiny little details, because that is what will truly make you look very much put together and be considered an elegant person. The next basic everyday skill that every elegant person must have would be the dining table etiquette skill. Family, I'm telling you, it is better for you to be prepared, to be well prepared and never use it, than to find yourself in a place where you really need this skill, but you were not prepared for it at all. I remember I traveled to Paris earlier in the year, and I was having a 5-course lunch with the CEO of YouTube, some of her colleagues in the YouTube team, and some other creators like me. I think we were about 12 or 15 on the table, if I'm not mistaken, and we were served a 5-course lunch. Family, when I got to the table, I looked at the table and I'm like, girl, you were armed for a day like this, because thankfully I had acquired the basic dining table etiquette skill. I knew exactly what cutlery I was supposed to use for what course. I knew exactly what glassware I was supposed to use for what drink. It was very easy peasy, and guess what? I found myself I was the only black person on that table. Yes. And every other person was white, and I found myself so very confident, just eating my food like elegantly, because I was armed with the basic everyday dining table etiquette skill. Apart from even being served a 5-course lunch with the CEO of YouTube, imagine you go for a business lunch with your boss to an event. You find yourself on a date with someone who's asked you out for the very first time, and you don't even know how to use a fork and a knife. You're there struggling. Imagine how indecent or improper that you're gonna look. So it's important that you acquire this basic skill. It's the dining table etiquette skill. Again, I'm going to film a video. I know I've promised you guys this video on basic dining table etiquette. I'm definitely going to film this video in January, so please kindly look out for it there, okay? But this is one skill that my elegant people need to acquire, just so that in case you find you. In fact, this is also skills that you need to even use in your house when you're dining with your family and friends. So ensure that you arm yourself with this basic everyday skill, okay? The next basic everyday skill that elegant people need to acquire would be, I put it down here as money management skill. An elegant person knows how to manage their finances appropriately. An elegant person is very prudent with their spending, only spends their monies on things that actually matter or are important to them. They don't spend frivolously. They know how to budget accordingly. They know how to save accordingly. They know how to invest accordingly. An elegant person always has more than enough resources to help them thrive through each day. An elegant person knows when to say no to something and knows when to actually buy it. I'm also going to film a video on money management sometimes in January or in February, so that you know how to manage your money like a true elegant person, and you'd always be in surplus no matter how much you earn. The next basic everyday skill that every elegant person must have would be soft speaking skills. This one is for both the guys and the ladies. Soft speaking skills is a skill that will literally always almost get you every single thing that you want at any time. Knowing when to approach, I think this is also kind of connected to communication skills. But that soft speaking skill is special, and I put it on its own because it's a skill that a lot of people have not acquired. For example, there's a way you can ask someone for something and you are sure that you're going to get that thing because of how soft spoken you were. So for example, Arinze, give me that phone. That sounded very harsh and brash. But imagine if I went, Arinze, can I have the phone please? And then the response I probably would be getting is, okay, with a smile, like, why? But he's already handing the phone to me. But imagine if I said, give me that phone with so much harshness and brashness, he would be like, did your father buy it for me or something? Do you get what I mean? So having this soft speaking skill is a skill that every elegant person needs to acquire, especially when you're dating. And this one is actually most especially for the ladies. Know when to see. You can get every and anything that you need from a man, from your man. If you understand how to be very soft spoken. Men, they shiver, they quiver like feather that is exposed to the wind. When you come and you're like, babe, can I have this thing, please? Trust me, you will get that thing, I promise you. Go and learn soft speaking skills. It's a skill that will get you anything that you want if you know exactly how to use it and when to use it. The next basic skill that every elegant person needs to have would be dating skills. You need to know how to date right. You need to know how to date right, what it means to date, how to do it, when to do it, what you should be doing when you're dating as an elegant person. Dating skills would actually help you determine whether or not you actually want to be in that relationship or you want out of it, and how to maneuver and just go through all the stages of dating. Again, I'm going to film a video. I think this video is more like an introductory video to all the videos that I'll be filming in the coming months or in the coming weeks. I'm also going to film a video about dating skills so that you know and you are armed with how truly an elegant person should be dating in a time like this, because the dating world is just a very brash, harsh place. You need to know how to maneuver that world elegantly. So watch out for that video, okay? The next basic skill that every elegant person should have would be the dressing skill. Dear elegant people, you need to know how to dress, even if it's the basics. A few weeks ago, I shared with you some basic the wardrobe essentials that every elegant person needs to have. I think it was the first video in a series of dressing skills. So you need to go watch that video. I'm going to put a link in the description box down below. I'm also going to film another video showing you how to combine colors. I'm going to work with a style expert to shed more light on this because she knows a whole lot better. It's her field of expertise. She would come talk to us about body type, body parts, what colors complement the different skin colors, how to combine your colors, and all of that. I can do it on my own, but I think I want an expert to come do it. So I'm planning to get her on board. If our schedules does not work like we planned, then I think I might have to film it on my own, and I'm sure that I also have the knowledge to share with you all. But first of all, go check out the wardrobe essentials that every elegant person should have in their wardrobe. That will be the very first step to helping you have these basic everyday dressing skills that you should acquire. And the very last basic everyday skill on my list would be body carriage. Knowing how to carry yourself is one way to boost your confidence. And when you have a very boosted, elevated confidence, trust me, you can get anything you want to get and literally thrive through life. How do you sit correctly? How do you stand correctly? How do you carry yourself? How do you walk in heels? How do you walk in flat shoes? How do you walk up the stairs? How do you walk down the stairs? How do you get into your car? How do you sit on the dining table? How do you sit on a couch? How do you sit at the movies? Body carriage is something that literally, let me give you a perfect example. Imagine I'm sitting in this very regal, beautiful chair and I'm slouching like this. Imagine I'm sitting like this, right? Just imagine I'm sitting like this and I'm just like, hi guys, what's up? And then imagine that I'm actually sitting like this. Hi family, how are you doing? Just imagine the different positions or posture. That's what body carriage is all about. How do you sit with confidence? How do you stand with confidence? How do you gesticulate with your hands? These are all parts of body carriage. When you're in a board meeting, how do you talk to the members of the board? When you are making a presentation, how do you present? When you're invited for public speaking, how do you speak? When you go for a wedding, how do you carry yourself? When you go for a yacht party, how do you carry yourself? When you're having a drink in your hand, how do you hold the drink? When you're standing with the drink, how do you stand and hold the drink? When you're sitting, how do you sit and hold the drink? How do you carry your bag? These are all things under what I call body carriage. Now I'm working on a course. That actually would help anyone who is interested in having the best body carriage. And also this course is not just on body carriage, it covers a lot under elegance and living an elegant lifestyle. When I'm done with the course, I'm just definitely going to let you guys know when the course will be ready, because it's very important that you have these basics, the basics of body carriage. And that's one of the topics in the course that I'm actually really putting a lot of my energy on. We're going all out, filming videos to show you exactly what the different postures should look like when you find yourself in them. So when the course is out, I'm definitely going to let you guys know, but it's something that you definitely must look out for, okay? Now, those are all the basic skills that I have on my list that every elegant person must acquire. If I have missed out on anyone, it will be nice for us to continue the conversation in the comment section down below. So please leave me a comment and let me know if I have missed any skill that definitely should make it to my list. That's all I have for you today. It's the holiday season. Remember to stay very elegant.